Hello. Woo. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining in from. Wow, how's your week been? How's your week been? This is amazing. Every opportunity that we have to see a brand new day to celebrate is one that we shouldn't take for granted. Good evening, IJ. How are you? How has your week been? I'm so happy to see you all. Thank you for joining in the Friday night hangout. As usual, I am your host, Joy Onyesu, and welcome to another amazing episode. We continue our conversation on transforming your mindset. We started a conversation last week, and this week we're going to go even a step further, having that very interesting conversation that would enable you to finish the year strong and hit the ground running in 2023. I'm so happy to hear that you had an awesome week, IJ. That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. Really, really great that you have an awesome week. And I hope you're going to have a very restful weekend. Be very intentional about it to catch the rest that you need. So I want to see you. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We have a lot of amazing conversations this evening, and I'm looking forward to it. So join in, join in, join in, join in. We're going to take our ads first, and then we would continue while we give time for more people to just come in. This is a very interesting conversation tonight, and I don't want anyone to miss this conversation. Thank God it's Friday. Can we take our ads? Let's take our ads and then we'll continue. Hey, hello, Chinelo. How are you doing? How are you doing? Great. Good to see you. I hope you had a restful.
Power Women Magazine is a quarterly digital magazine for women who are passionate about discovering and owning their voices. It focuses on helping women unleash the power within to create transformation and increase their circle of influence. This magazine features interesting topics on relationships, business, and personal growth. This is a value-packed magazine. 12,500 naira for 1 year, 6,900 naira for 6 months, and 3,500 naira for 3 months. For further inquiries, visit
Amazing. That was the ad on the Power Woman magazine. And if you've not, subscribed to the magazine, now is the time. I'm going to talk about that much later. The discount Christmas sales that we're having. This is the time for you to get any of our brand products. Amazing discount, 50%. We've never done 50% before, but I'm going to talk about that much later. Let us now go deep into the conversation. We're talking about transforming your mindset. Last week, we started the conversation looking at what the mindset is all about, what forms our belief system, the importance of taking charge of your mindset. And today, we're going to be talking about the leadership traits of a growth mindset. Now, last week I told you we're going to be looking at some strategies that can enable you transform your mindset. So, in other words, we're going to be looking at how can your growth mindset position you for effective leadership? How can your growth mindset open up doors for growth, and not just any kind of growth, sustainable growth, growth that is incremental, growth that is sustained over a period of time. We've been talking about ending the year strong, hitting the ground running in 2023, and one of the key things we want to take charge of is our mindset. Everything starts with a mindset. Your mind is a powerful tool. It's one of the greatest assets that you've been blessed with. Every successful leader has learned how to, unpack the value, unpack the resources that is in the mind, and use it in a way that opens doors in a sustainable manner. So, we're coming to the end of 2022, and one of the key features of the end of any season is the ability to reflect, evaluate, and look at where there are gaps so that you can close those gaps. That is one of the key things you would do, and ensure that by the time you're hitting 2023, you're ready to hit the ground running. You're ready to start taking inspired actions that will move you towards achieving all your set goals and growing sustainably. We want to experience growth that is aligned with our mandate. What is our mandate? Your purpose in life, that divine call that has been placed upon your life. And one of the key ways of achieving this goal or purpose, it's by understanding how your mind works. Taking control over your mind is a powerful tool. When the enemy wants to strike, the first thing the enemy does is to take charge of your mind. Anyone that has taken charge of your mind has taken charge of your future, of your destiny, and all of that. So that is why you need to always understand your mind and know how to really work with it. Is a powerful tool. One of the most powerful tools God has given to us as humans. So we're going to be looking at what are some of the things we can do to position ourselves for growth, for sustained growth as business leaders. How do you want to position yourself for growth as professionals? So I know that most of us here is either we're entrepreneurs, we have our own businesses, we're running our small business or medium-sized businesses, or that we're professionals working in different sectors. And what we want to do really is to add value. What is the essence of all this conversation we've been having over the last couple of years? It's really to position ourselves to be an impact in the society. We want to create legacy. So if you're here today, I know it's not a coincidence. It is because you really want to make a difference, and you know that there is so much more than what you're doing right now. You have a whole lot that you can pour out into society and be that difference. You're not only just going to create a difference, you're going to be the difference, so that when people see you, they see the glory of God. They see the divine mandate that has been placed upon your life. So tonight I'm going to be sharing key things. I'm going to be sharing 6 key leadership traits of a growth mindset. And these leadership traits, once you can get to understand them, implement them, you will start seeing a huge difference in where you are right now. You will see a shift. And before we go into that, I want to ask us a quick question, a reflective question. And if you have your writing materials and your smartphone, your pen and paper, I want you to just write it down. When you think about your mind, when you think about your mind, what comes to your mind? What comes readily to you? When you think about mindset, I want you to personalize it. Don't think about it in general. I want you to look at it from your own perspective. What really comes to your mind? I want you to write it down. Today is going to be a very interactive session. So I want you to write it down. I still have a lyrical, so bear with me, right? What comes to your mind? Write it down. Now, when we talk about growth, when we talk about growth, when you plan for growth, I want to believe that everyone that is listening to my voice or watching me tonight, or afternoon or morning, depending on where you're joining it from, that you are interested in growth. So, what are some of the key things for you? What areas do you want to grow in? If you have 1, 2, 3 areas identified, write it down. Thank you. Yes. Okay. And then the final question before we move on is, why do you want to grow in those areas? Why do you want to grow in those areas? Why do you want to grow in those areas? Beautiful. So I want you to just listen as we go on. Listen, reflect, write down what comes out for you. And please, I'm going to ask you to share in the chat box. So get ready to share. One of the things we about this community is that we share knowledge. What comes true for you, you would write it in the chat box so that we can all learn. Wait, this is a co-created space, right? Now we are going to look at the leadership traits of a growth mindset. And as we're having this conversation, I want you to be reflecting on the questions that I asked. And I want to see you to be noting what holds true for you. What are some of the aha moments you would get as we're having these conversations? Some of your breakthrough moments. What are some of the moments where our conversation revalidates what you already know, right? And then what are some of the truth that may come out for you from this conversation that you want to be committed to moving forward? I'm going to share 6 key things that we need to have um, for us to have sustained growth. Remember last week I talked about 2 kinds of mindset. The first one is a fixed mindset, and the second is a growth mindset. And I told us that a fixed mindset has limitations. It doesn't allow you to grow, just as the name sounds fixed. It is closed. It doesn't allow you to engage in ways that you can see other perspective. Once you cannot see other perspective, once you cannot, you know, give yourself the permission to learn new things, to question what you know to be truth, the possibility for growth is limited. I remember we talked about the set of beliefs we have, what we hold to be true, that makes us give meanings to certain things, that makes us show up in certain ways. This is what the mindset is really all about. And also, just to remind us that we said some of the ways we give meanings to things that makes us show up in certain ways, behave to certain persons certain ways, is because of one, our cultural background, our religious background, the kind of experiences we've had in life, the kind of relationships we're involved in. So all of these things shapes our mindset. So since we know all of these things are learned, they are dynamic, they evolve. Now it is very possible to deconstruct it, to unlearn certain things. And that is why we're having this conversation. So that when you identify things that are not serving you, things that are limiting you from growing, once you can identify them, you can start looking at ways you can unlearn some of these things so that you can learn certain beliefs that can help you grow. Let me give us one thing. Now, for some of us, we believe that there are certain kind of ambition or certain kind of desire of money that as a woman you're not supposed to have. In fact, you believe that it's not attainable for you as a woman to have it, except you're sleeping with a man. That is a dangerous mindset. It's a limiting mindset, and it affects the way you engage in opportunities because already you've limited your access, you've limited your growth. What you tell yourself is what you act out. What you tell yourself is what you believe. So that's where all these words of affirmation come in. You start building up a positive vibe, a positive energy, a positive belief system that opens you up to a lot of things. So this is what a growth mindset is and much more. When you have a growth mindset, you open yourself to the limitless possibilities that is before you. You understand that there is nothing that is impossible. You can achieve a whole lot if you're willing to give yourself the permission to show up. You understand that you're the only one that can limit yourself from the growth that you want to achieve. So we're going to be looking at some of these traits. How do we build it? How do we ensure that we have an open mindset? How do we ensure that we have a growth mindset that can take us to the different levels we want to? Now, this is very important, especially in a time like this. And what is a time like this? We're living in a VUCA world. Some of us may have heard that acronym, VUCA. VUCA. V stands for volatile. U stands for uncertain. C stands for complex. And A stands for ambiguous. Now, in this kind of setting we're living in, the world is changing rapidly. There's a lot of uncertainty. The world is complex. Different factors are impacting on different things at the same time. And then there is ambiguity. Things are ambiguous. You cannot say for certain this is what would happen. What do you now need to do? If you have a fixed mindset, you will find out that those that have limited belief systems, this is the time where you see them struggling a whole lot. They cannot catch up with the world because they are so set in their ways. You keep hearing, this is how I know it. This is how it should be done. You're not willing to open yourself up. What will happen? You'll be closing certain doors. There are certain opportunities you will not get. Look at right now in Nigeria. We're already talking about the change in the currency that is, that is happening next month. From 15th of January, it goes live. And then you have opportunities to change your currency till January. And then we also have the fluctuating forex that is happening globally, but more especially we're feeling the effect in Nigeria. We have the election that is coming up some months down. How are you positioning yourself so that you're not facing any backlash from all of this? Some people are already going into limited mode. This is the time where some people, they'll start moving things to the village. They're running away from conflict. They don't want, they've already told themselves the kind of results they would see. So instead of them to invest, look at for opportunities, they are closing up spaces and running away. I hope I'm speaking to someone. Now, as one who desires to have a growth mindset, you know the opportunities of a growth mindset. What are some of the 6 key things you want to be doing in this phase? The first thing you need to do is to have an open mind. What does it mean to have an open mind? Having an open mind means that you're willing to look at different perspectives. You know that your way must not be the only way. That there are different routes to doing things to getting a good result. That there are also very good arguments and good thinking out there. And you want to open up your mind to interrogate it. You want to open up your mind to understand it and look at ways you can adapt. So if you're open-minded, it makes you flexible, you're adaptable, and that is very key. Once you're very rigid, this is how it must be done. You're not open to other perspectives. You don't even want to know. Then this is where you already begin to close the doors of opportunities on yourself, and especially if you're a business person, on your business. So this is one way of ensuring that your business do not grow. So if you want your business to grow, then this is the time for you to start positioning your business strategically by opening up your mind. Look at what is happening around you. What does the fluctuation of currency mean for your business? Don't close your mind and start saying dumb words. In a vocal environment, people are going to win, people are going to lose. Open your mind that you are going to be the winner. Tell yourself that whatever is required for you to reposition yourself, it may come in different ways. It may come in different ways. Like in my business now, we have remote staff. Not everyone is doing full time. We have people that are doing full time. So you need to start looking at your businesses. What are some of the ways that you may need to condition your business? What are some of the ways you may need to position your career? It may mean that for you to get extra income as a professional, you need to look at different ways of working. What would that look like for you? Have an open mind and have that honest conversation with yourself.
Power Women Magazine is a quarterly digital magazine for women who are passionate about discovering and owning their voices. It focuses on helping women unleash the power within to create transformation and increase their circle of influence. This magazine features interesting topics on relationships, business, and personal growth. This is a value-packed magazine. 12,500 naira for 1 year. 6,900 naira for 6 months and 3,500 naira for 3 months. For further inquiries, visit
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. So very important to have that open mind, engage with things, and give yourself the opportunity to learn new things, right? Good. Now, the second thing is you need to show a strong situational awareness. Some of us don't even know what is happening around us. We're so buried in ourselves. We're so buried in our perceived success. We're so buried in our perceived challenges or real challenges that we are not scanning the environment. And when you're not scanning the environment, you're losing the opportunities to learn what is happening around us. Some of us don't even know what is happening in the world. We don't listen to news. We don't know what's even happening in our industry. For those of us who are perhaps in the fashion industry, do you understand the new technologies happening in the fashion industry? Are you able to see how it impacts on your business or how it limits your business growth? Now, these are very key things that you need to watch out for. So you cannot close your mind. You don't know the situation around you. That's a very fixed mindset. So for you to have a growth mindset, for you to excel, you need to have a strong situational awareness. Some of us don't even know the dates the new Naira note is coming out in Nigeria. Some of us don't even know the election dates for next year. You need to know all of this because it affects your business. It affects a lot of things. It helps you to plan more effectively. So show great situational analysis, awareness, sorry. Understand what is happening around your environment, especially in the industry that you are operating in. Otherwise, you'll find out that you become irrelevant in that industry. You would not know when people move because you're just focused on yourself. You will not even know when your target audience move. You won't even know what your competitors are doing. So it's important to always look around, study, look at where the flow is going to, and understand why the flow is going that way. We saw what happened with COVID. Businesses, professionals that were not positioned to adapt quickly. Agility is one key thing you need to have in this current contest, in this vocal contest. So if as a professional or as a business person, you've not set up yourself to understand situation quickly and adapt, you will find out that the tide will sweep you out. Look at BlackBerry. Do we have BlackBerry in the market again? No. I remember when BlackBerry was like, it was all and all then. People were struggling to get BlackBerry phones. But where is it now? It's off, it's phased out. What happened? The company did not evolve as technology was evolving. Now, if you've studied some companies like the Apple, you find out that each year they're bringing out new things. It's the same phone, but an upgraded version. Now, for me, it's about the process. It means that they are always studying what people want, how their customers want it, and they're coming up with things that will entice people. So people like just keep changing their phones all the time. For them, it's business, and they're also giving value to their customers. So as a business person, how are you going with the flow? How are you understanding the situation, the evolving needs of your clients, and how are you repositioning your business to meet those evolving needs? Very key. So this is really very key. And I want you to start looking at ways, you can put that, make it a part of the processes within your business to have a periodic, you know, evaluation of the environment you are operating in. Now, the third thing I would like us to do is to get comfortable with uncertainty and ambiguity. What does this mean? You see, life by itself is uncertain. Some of us are control freaks. You want to be certain to the last dot, to know what will happen. If you are not very sure, then you don't want to take a move. You want to understand everything. And I'm telling us today that get comfortable with jumping even when you're not 100% sure. That is where the flexibility and adaptability come into play. There's always going to be uncertainty in this life. Listen, no result is certain. No result is certain. And you know why? We are in a dynamic environment. Things will keep changing. You're dealing with human beings who evolve. We are dealing with situations that cannot be controlled. There are certain things that are outside your space of control. Get comfortable with that. So if you're not comfortable with that, you will keep hesitating to take a decision. You keep hesitating to move, and what will happen? The flow will go on and you'll be left behind. By the time the train leaves the station, you're still deciding whether you want to buy a ticket to board. Meanwhile, the train has long been gone. And we don't want that to happen to you or your business, right? And that's why I talked about situational analysis. Once you get into the mood of always, analyzing what is happening within your sector around you, it gives you that leverage to take certain decisions, even when you're not very certain as to what will happen. Now, you can never be certain of any result you will get. Some things are going to be ambiguous. So, even when you're talking about investments, there are certain investments that you can never really tell how it will end. What you need to do in this respect is to do your own due diligence. Just be sure you're not investing in Ponzi scheme. Just be sure that you're working with informed data, that you've verified your data, and you've done your risk assessment, you have your risk mitigation plan in place for your business, and then you're willing to take the jump and say, okay, I've done my own due process, I've done everything I need to do. That's what I can control. The end result I cannot control, but I'm willing to take that jump, right? Now, the fourth thing I want us to also do is to have a great sense of preparedness. Some persons may say, okay, Prof said that life is uncertain, life is ambiguous, so you just wake up and do things. That's not what I'm saying. With all of this, the fourth thing I'm talking here is that it's saying here is have a level of preparedness. Be prepared. Be prepared. True that there is no amount of preparation that can solve all life's uncertainty. But what it does is that it minimizes the risk, it minimizes the failure factor, it minimizes some of the loss that you would have once you've done your own due process of getting prepared. Now we're getting towards the end of the year. How many of us are really prepared up to the last day? Do you know the date you're shutting down? What have you put in place to ensure that you shut down seamlessly? If you're an entrepreneur and you're working with third parties, have you informed them of your closure date? Have you put things in place to ensure that there's a seamless shutdown process, that you have all the data you need for you to shut down? If you have team working with you, do they know what they need to do to close down? Do they know what they even need to do to reopen? So these are some of it depends on the industry you're working with. So prepare. How prepared are you for next year? Some of us don't even know our operational plan for 2023 yet. We don't know. We're waiting to get into 2023 before we start planning. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So planning is one key activity we want to be able to do, because at the end of the day, you want to build routine, you want to build consistency, you want to be able to identify pattern, understand the pattern, and recreate your own pattern for you to grow. Growth never happens in without preparation. Growth is not something that happens just like that. There has to be a level of preparation for any sustained growth to happen. So what would preparation look like for you in your business, in your career? You're looking for promotion. What kind of skills is required for that next level of job you want to have? Have you made plans to get upskilled? What time frame have you given yourself? So all of these things are things that you need to do to finish the year strong, and also to hit 2023 running. Remember, we're talking about transforming our mindset. And today we're really looking at leadership traits of a growth mindset. So I've shared with us four things, four traits that you need to have, four things you need to kickstart if you're not already doing them. And if you're already doing them, this would be a validation to you that you're on the right track. Keep digging deeper, and you can be sure that your growth process would be sustained. Now, the fifth thing I have here is take ownership. Oh my goodness, it sounds so simple, but this is one area where a lot of us have issues. Most of us don't want to take ownership of a process. We want the fault to be from somebody else. I work with different kinds of people, both in my team or as third parties or as clients, and I see this play out a lot. Not wanting to take responsibility, always trying to justify your ignorance, justify your inaction, justify your lack of understanding or growth. What this does is it limits your growth. If you're not willing to take ownership of a process, you're not willing to take ownership of your growth, then there's a problem. What would taking ownership look like? Taking ownership would mean that you're honest enough, one, to assess your capacity and understand where your strength, your weakness lies. Taking ownership would mean that you're open enough to know when you need to delegate and how to delegate. Taking ownership means that you are efficient enough to monitor when you delegate. Taking ownership means that you proactively acknowledge when you make a mess of things, and you look at ways of improving what you have done or amending the gaps or mistakes. Do not run it away. Do not pass the buck to the next person when you are responsible for it. I've seen people who can never take ownership of their mess. It's always what somebody else has done, what somebody else has done, and they do not look at their personal responsibility in the mess that happened. And don't forget that every mess has a message, is a learning curve. And it's because of the fixed mindset. Remember, I talked about the meanings. The mindset is a set of beliefs, what we hold to be true. And so, because of the meaning some of us has given to failing forward, that's why we are running away. We think that it means you're not good enough, that you're not worthy. That's not what it means. It simply means that this is an opportunity for growth. So each time there is a mistake, each time there is a gap, if you see it as an opportunity for growth, you will not keep passing the buck to the next person. You will not be afraid to open up your mind and take ownership of what has happened. You will not keep projecting inadequacies to other people and say it's you that did this, it's because you did this. That's where you find people who are willing to take ownership and to grow. So look at where you are right now. How can you take responsibility? How can you take ownership for the process and for the result? What would taking ownership look like to you? These are key questions you can define yourself. You don't need me to do that for you. So, how are you going to take ownership for ending the year strong? And how are you going to take ownership for ensuring that you kickstart your 2023 running? This is up to you to define. Then finally, grow with people. This is the sixth thing I'm sharing with you tonight. It's important that you grow with people. If you're working in a team, the team is as strong as the weakest link. If you're the weakest link in that team, you're doing great injustice to that team. If you're not willing to open up yourself to learning opportunities, to upskilling, to becoming more effective, then that is not fair on your team members. Grow with people. No one knows it all. There's always an opportunity for growth. One of the things I've learned to do over the years is always to identify my growth needs. So moving into 2023, I'm already asking myself, I'm taking note of, Joy, in what areas do you need to grow? What areas do you need to strengthen your capacity? What areas do you need to step back a little bit? If you cannot be honest with yourself, then there's a problem there. So learn to grow with people. Learn to grow with people. Don't be the weakest link. And sometimes some of us are bosses. We're the CEO. And because we believe we're the CEO, we think, oh, I know it all. There's no opportunity for growth. You become ashamed to evaluate yourself and look at the areas you need to improve. And when that's pride, that's arrogance, they say pride goeth before a fall. When that pride gets into you as the CEO, you're not willing to get new knowledge, you become stunted. And listen, the level of your personal development will be the level of the growth of your business or your profession. And that's why I always encourage people, please invest in your personal development. Please invest in your growth. If you want your business to grow, you need to invest in yourself and then invest in your business. Grow with people. Grow with people. And the only way you can grow with people is when you're intentional. You need to be intentional about your growth process. You need to ask yourself, what are some of my awesome areas in my personal life that need to be developed? Is it your emotional intelligence? Is it your spiritual life? Is it your financial life? So look at the different areas of your life. The relationship aspect, you need to look at everywhere and see what areas you need to improve in, and then make very intentional efforts to grow. If you're working in a team and you're the boss, make arrangements for your team members to grow. How do you feed them? How do you ensure that they grow? Otherwise, there's always going to be this push and pull. Grow, grow, grow. I see in our climb a lot. People are running after positions, after titles, but they are not ready to get the requisite skill that matches that title. I think is a fad. You want to answer CEO, you want to answer this, that, but you don't have the requisite skills to match that position you want. And at the end of the day, you turn around and start blaming people for your lack of growth. Focus inwards. Stop looking external. Look internal. When you can fix some of the complexities that are happening internally, once you can address it, you find yourself expanding in ways that are beyond your wildest imagination. So grow with people. Grow, grow, grow. There is never an end to learning. Identify what you don't know how to do and get yourself upskilled. That is what a growth mindset would do. It is a limited, fixed mindset that you don't want to grow again. You don't want to learn new things. You think you know it all. You don't want to invest. Every year, Intentionally, I invest in my personal development. I invest in my business development as well. I set aside funds. I pay good money to upskill myself, to expand myself. And I need you to get to that space. Start from where you are. Being on this show tonight is one way that for me it shows that you're also interested in your development. And then for some people, this is the time to move. It's the time to start paying money to get extended opportunities for growth. Don't stay at a level for too long. There's a point you get to a level you've exhausted all the resources at that level. It's time to move. It's time to move. So grow. And when you grow, make sure you're growing with people. Sometimes as you're growing, you need to change your circle, you need to change your space. I'm not asking you to dump your friends, to dump your really no. But there's a point you get to when you look around you, there's no one in your space that is challenging you intellectually, that is challenging you growth wise. You're now the king, the one-eyed king in the land of the blind. You now know it's time for you to move. It's time for you to move. When you look at your business and you see that your business is becoming stunted, you're doing the same thing, getting the same results. Hello, that's what will happen. When you want to get different results, it means you need to do things differently. So, one of the key things I want you to do today is if you're an entrepreneur on this show, I want you to reflect on your business. Make out time to do a business SWOT analysis. I want you to look at the strength of your business, the weaknesses of your business, what opportunities exist in your business, and what are the threats that exist for your business, and put out action points. Even if it's just three things you need to do in all those things, in those four areas: strength, weakness, opportunity, threats of your business. If you're not doing a regular periodic business SWOT analysis, it's difficult for your business to grow. If you don't do a regular personal SWOT analysis as an individual, you cannot grow. If you look at my coaching brand, if some of you that are very observant, you see that we've changed the logo, we've repositioned, we're having a discount promo sales for Christmas. All of this is also part of the repositioning. You study, you reposition, you do things to ensure that you're in a better position to serve the clients or your target audience. So what would this mean for you? This is the end of the year. This is the very good time for you to start putting in place structures and mechanisms that will serve your business better and will serve your career growth better, would serve your clients also better. At the end of the day, what do you want to do? You want to add value. You want to add value. You want to create legacies. You want to live your purpose. Why do you want to do this? One of the key things that it gives you deep satisfaction. And when you live a deeply satisfied life, what happens? You're happy and you're better able to impact your space and people around you. So we're talking about transforming our mindset. And today we looked at leadership traits of a growth mindset. We looked at what growth mindset means. We looked at some of the key things you can do to ensure that you have a growth mindset. I shared 6 key things with us. I talked about open mindset. I talked about getting comfortable with uncertainty and ambiguity. I talked about showing strong situational awareness. I talked about having a great sense of preparedness. I also talked about taking ownership. And finally, I talked about grow with people. Beautiful Chinelo, thank you so much. Chinelo shared the 6 key leadership traits of a growth mindset. Roma says, wow, I love this grow with people. This will enter. Selanya says, be open to new innovation and incentives. It helps the business model. Amazing. So I want to share with us an exciting opportunity that can help your personal development and your business development. And then once I'm done with that, I would ask you to share in the chat box some of your key takeaways from the conversation tonight, and then it would be a wrap. But before I ask us to that, I want to share with us what we've gone live with today. I'm excited. I said at the beginning of the show that for the first time, we're having a massive Christmas discount. We have a 50% massive discount on all the Joy Onyeso Coaching Consult brand products. Some of the products you're going to see in our Christmas hampers books, retreats, in-person retreats. We also have courses that can help you in your business and personal development. We also have executive coaching times as well. So we have 4 different hampers for this Christmas discount. Now, I remember I promised when I said there is something for everyone. There is really something for everyone. No matter where you are at, there is something that will fit your pocket. Right? We have the first one, which is the silver hamper. So we have the silver hamper, and the silver hamper
The 30 Days Abundance Challenge program is for the woman who is tired of comparing herself to others because she knows that she gives great value. But she's tired of sometimes thinking that she doesn't have what it takes and doesn't know how to get unstuck. She may not be dealing with all these things, but she's dealing with one or two of them and is ready to take the next step to unleash her full potential. 30 Days Abundance Challenge is an audio self-paced program that ignites the fire in you to be the best version of yourself. It provides clarity and boosts your self-confidence in taking result-focused actions on your personal and business brand. For more inquiries, visit our website www.joyonyeso.com. You may call or WhatsApp 0704 229 1171. The Power Woman Forum is a kingdom-minded membership platform for women who are interested in taking action to gain an understanding of how to experience deep satisfaction while growing their business. Our quarterly masterclasses and in-person business networking events are a safe space to help you stop the self-doubt and to take action to grow your personal brand and build a successful business. Power Woman Forum, fondly known as PWF, is also a space for women who are passionate about sharing their expertise, learning and unlearning, and most importantly, it is a safe space where we honor and support women. There are so many testimonials from great women across the globe. For more inquiries, visit the website. Power Women Magazine is a quarterly digital magazine for women who are passionate about discovering and owning their voices. It focuses on helping women unleash the power within to create transformation and increase their circle of influence. This magazine features interesting topics on relationships, business, and personal growth. This is a value-packed magazine. 12,500 naira for 1 year, 6,900 naira for 6 months, and 3,500 naira for 3 months. For further inquiries, visit
Sorry, um, the network kicked me out. The network kicked me out. So I was talking about the hampers that we have, and I said we have four major hamper. I talked about the Ruby hamper. In this Ruby hamper, we have the Rediscover and Thrive retreat. This is an all expense included retreat. All you need to do is to pack your bag, pay for your tickets to get to Lagos, and that's all you need. Your 4 nights accommodation in a luxurious, calm, spirit-filled environment is all involved in this cost. Your meals, all the meals you will have, the buffet meals, the snacks, customized souvenirs, your workshop, your retreat materials. Oh my goodness, it's for a very small group of women. Very small group of women. We want to keep it very small. And this is for really powerhouses, powerhouse women, women who are ready to go to the next level. Then this is the hamper you want to purchase. The original price of this hamper is 1,892,000, but for this retreat, 1,642,000. But for this retreat, we're giving it out for 846,000 naira. 50% discount on all our products. This is the first time we're doing this. If you want more information, you can click on the link. Let me put the link for you in the chat box so that you can click on the link and get more information. You can buy directly. We have very safe payment platform. So you could decide to do transfer, you could decide to do the USD code, bank USD code, you could decide to use your card to pay for any of the packages. So it's very simple to purchase, and the platform is safe. We're using Paystack, so it's very safe. It's very safe to make purchase on the platform. So if you buy any of the digital products, do not worry. You're going to get automated receipts, and then we'll get in touch with you to set you up for any of the courses that you have purchased. Otherwise, you can also reach us on 0704 229 1171. You can always reach us on 0704 229 1171. So the sale is on till midnight of the 1st of December. So kindly help us share this info. Kindly help us share this info, and take advantage of our 7 days massive sale. And trust me, it's something you would really enjoy. We have everything for everyone. And if you want to anything for your personal development, business development, in fact, if you get the Power Woman handbook, hard copy book, we talk there. There's a lot about transforming your mindset. If you haven't gotten your copy of The Girlhood Yet to Dream, that is a massive book. A whole lot of stuff is inside there, both for your personal and business growth. And then the Friday night hangouts compiled book, with conversations we had in season 1, is just massive. Really, really massive. Really, really massive. Okay. So as we prepare to wrap up, what are you taking away from this session? Please put it in the chat box. What are you taking away from this session? 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 Okay, Princess says, I finally made it. Thanks, HMK. I don't know why I had listened. If I please travel. Okay. Would make note of that, Princess, to always mention you. Okay, so with this, we come to the end of today's conversation, and I look forward to seeing you next week, Friday. Don't forget to use the link in the chat box to make your purchase. And before we wrap up, I want to invite us to the Broken but Remolded Women on Fire crossover night worship happening on the Telegram channel next week, Wednesday. We have amazing guest speakers, ministry guest artists. It's going to be a night of worship, song, healing prayers, conversations on staying focused. So you see, everything is packaged to ensure that you end the year strong, you end the year whole, you end the year in alignment with what God has called you to do. So don't miss this. 10 p.m. we go live on Wednesday on the Telegram channel. If you haven't joined our Telegram channel, please do so, and trust me, you wouldn't regret it. So I look forward to hosting you next week Wednesday on my Telegram channel. Um, Let me put the Telegram channel in the chat box just in case you don't have it. So okay, I'm posting the Telegram channel right now. So if you're not in the Telegram channel, you can just click on the link and you can join the Telegram channel. Next week, Wednesday, 10 p.m., we're going to be having worship, praise, healing prayers, and we're going to also have conversation on Stay Strong. Amazing guest ministers are going to join us. So don't miss next week, Wednesday. Come prepared. Really come prepared. You and trust me, you would enjoy the session. So thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying through to the end. Please do share this video on your page. Please help us share the video. Also help us share the e-flyer on the Christmas discount promo ongoing right now. And thank you for joining us. I hope you had a good time with us. If you missed any of the conversation, please don't hesitate to come back and watch the replay. And I look forward to seeing you next week, Friday. Take care of yourself. God bless you. Keep staying strong. And remember to have you a restful, and beautiful weekend. Enjoy your Friday night. Have a restful weekend. And I look forward to seeing you Wednesday, BBR, and also on Friday next week. Love you, take care of yourself, and I celebrate you. Keep doing you, keep holding on, keep staying focused. And remember that your mind is the most powerful tool that God has blessed you with. Use it to break barriers, use it to create a legacy. Don't allow yourself to be shortchanged. You can do it if only you can envision it. And remember that for you to grow sustainably, you need to have a growth mindset. Open up your mind to what is happening around you and know that you've been created for greatness. I love you, honor, and celebrate you. And I'll see you next Friday. So bye for now. See you. Bye. Oh, yeah, it's a